Yeah. As I got another rhyme, another rhythm for y'all to listen. I'm never quitting on my mission. I'ma roll with what I'm giving. Got some ambition, this new edition, filling positions. Looking at the void in myself and feeling what's missing. Better watch the way you going, better go in the right direction. In the moment you stressing, but you gon' be counting blessings. And I know that for certain. Keep on working, open curtains, haters swerving, cause they ain't ready for the final version. I'm never gonna give up. Fall down, I just gotta get up, yeah. Cause this is my road. Let's camera action, I'm ready to go.
You're listening to the Tom Ficklin Show on WNHHLP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio.
Harry, good morning, and Ron, good morning. Jason, good morning, and TJ Brown, good morning.
Good morning.
Doing the Zoom kind of thing, so there might be some disconnections with the internet, but bear with us, everybody. The reason I want to do this show with TJ and friends is because I spent most of my life kind of working with media and working with and watching TV and reading newspapers and publishing newspapers, but I don't think the young adults have gotten their fair shake in terms of what's going on with the crisis. I really haven't tuned into many shows where I've seen young adults share what the impact of this situation on their future. So for those of you that are tuning in, let's listen intently to Ron and Jason and Toma, and we may have one or two other people join us as well, because this is their future. I'm TJ, I'm a little bit older than you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a little older than you guys, so I might be on the downside, but you guys are on the upside, and it's really important about what this future means. So some of the things we're going to talk about, so stick with us for these next 45 minutes. But we're going to talk about how this pandemic is affecting them and their household. We forget that a lot of young people don't live independently. They live in a household, and so it's affecting them. And also, what do they think about this quarantine? Why is it lasting so long? It's not that Jason or Ron or TJ are scientists or epidemiologists, but again, they have some thoughts about why it's lasting as long as it has. And then how's it really affecting them? This is no proms, not being able to get your hair cut, no graduations. TJ, you remember your graduation?
Yeah, I remember it.
And that was important, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that students can't go through it now.
Just think about that. The class of 2020 nationwide cannot go to and that's for high school and college, graduate school. And also, what is this thing called the new normal? What does that mean? Can we go back to what's the future going to look like? And then the young folks have gotten a lot of bad press in my mind about not obeying for social distancing. Have you guys seen the pictures of the beaches and the young people at the beaches in Florida? That's negative press.
Yeah,
that's negative press. And then lastly, how's the situation? What kind of precautions do you guys think you can do? So let's just jump off TJ and Jason and Ron and talk about how's this pandemic affecting you and your household. TJ, you want to kick it off?
Yeah, it's come to the point where we had to make our own hand sanitizer. You can't really buy hand sanitizer.
A hand sanitizer, huh?
Yeah, because you can't buy it in stores. It's sold out everywhere. You gotta wear gloves every time you step out. You gotta wear a face mask. We don't really invite too many people over. We don't want the house to be crowded with different people because you don't know where everyone is headed out when they're not home.
Mm-hmm. Jason, you want to share about that? Turn to that
Of course,
question.
I'll go next. Yeah. Well, for me, it's really at work. My working environment has changed more than my household. I gotta wash my hands very consistently at work. Change my gloves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ron, before we come to you, Jason, talk a little bit about where you're working, because that's another thing that I don't think people understand, these essential services. So tell us about your job and what goes on there.
Well, I work at Dunkin' Donuts, right? And it really should be closed. It should be, because one of these type of places, we come in contact with a lot of customers, but the world has to keep going. So I guess, somebody like, me, We go to work.
Are you behind the counter, or do you prepare the donuts?
I do a little bit of everything, you know, like I hand people the donuts. Sometimes I make the food or the coffee, you know.
And do you have to wear a mask?
We could, but we're not really obligated to. But gloves is kind of mandatory, and washing your hands.
All right, and Ron, just don't go away. So you're saying most Dunkin' Donuts are you at the cash register?
The inside of our Dunkin' closes at 12 a.m.
Okay.
So after 12 is just straight drive-through.
It's a drive-through, so you don't have the visual contact with people.
Yeah, not too often.
Not too often. And how long have you been working there?
Like 4, maybe 5 months, I think.
Okay. So we can get a loan. So we can get a loan from you because this economic impact, man. I need some money, so I can call you up for a loan a little later. You're making big bucks.
You see, with the Corona thing going around, my checks have not been looking the same. My hours are still the same.
All right, Ron, what's cooking with you, man, in terms of the household?
My household didn't really change. My mom, she worked at Sikorsky, so she kind of central. So she's still working and stuff, and my dad's still working. So nothing really changed in my house, but school, like I'm still in high school, so like I gotta learn off like Google Classroom and stuff.
And so tell us a little bit about how that's working, the homeschooling.
I don't really like it. Like it's like we gotta wake up every morning and check in and like do assignments. But it's like we're not really learning. It's like other people just teaching us. They just giving us videos and we gotta learn like that.
And what grade are you in?
12.
12. Okay, so I mean, so share with us, man. I mean, so that means you have no prom, right?
Yeah, no prom, no graduation. It kind of sucks. Last year high school, you know, I want to go to prom, want to graduate, but yeah.
Well, this is. I mean, the impact of this is really going to be great. Why do you guys think? Again, you're not scientists or chemistry majors or anything, but why do you think this quarantine is lasting so long? TJ?
Young people like us feel like they're invincible and that it's not going to get to them.
Well, okay, so what?
They don't. Some people don't even believe that the.
Go ahead.
What were you saying? I was just saying that some people don't even believe that this is real. Some people think it's fake.
We have young people listening in. So what do you want to say to them about this?
Stop being silly. Look at the stats. Look at the ratings.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, TJ and Jason, when I like TJ, you're what? You're 19, 20?
19.
19. And Jason, how old are you?
20.
And Ron?
18.
18. So I mean, and when I was 18, 19, 20, I mean, yeah, it's. I don't know how I would be acting under this situation. So TJ, in terms of people your age group, say again what you want them to kind of think about.
Oh, what you ask?
Say some more about what you think the young people should be thinking about. I mean, I was certainly silly when I was your age. Some people call me silly now. So, I mean, I probably was really silly when I was your age.
Yeah.
But what do you want to say to
them? Just be more in tune and be more active around you. Do more research.
Okay.
The people that believe that this is fake they're not educated on it.
Jason?
Yes.
Talk a little bit about why you think this quarantine is lasting so long.
Because we don't have the proper like stuff to like the gloves and the face mask, so it's hard for people to not get the corona. It's hard not to come in contact with it because we don't have the things. Like. And
any of your friends or family or older members that are have any of the symptoms or might be in the hospital or might be at home sick?
In my household, no, but in my family, I'm not sure.
You know what? I want to ask you guys to maybe reach out and kind of call members of your household, just see how they're doing, checking in on them. You know, your grandmother might be alive or other family members, but it's important at this stage to kind of just pick up the phone and see how people are doing, even if they don't live in the New Haven area. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Ron, what's cooking? In terms of why you think the quarantine is lasting so long?
I feel like not everybody social distancing. I feel like they're not taking it serious.
Mm-hmm.
Like other people, like I think everybody just think it's like a joke or something. Like
Right.
It's not that serious. They're not gonna get it.
And what do you think? Like, if you saw a commercial or a movie, what do you think could persuade people to kind of understand how serious this is? What would be helpful from a messaging standpoint? Commercial or a movie or a song? What do you think would be helpful?
Like commercials showing that this is not fake. It's really real.
Mm-hmm.
Out here.
Jason,
There's a movie called Contagious.
There's a movie called Contagious.
Yeah.
Is it on Netflix or Amazon Prime or HBO? Do you know what network?
Yeah, I think it's on Netflix and Hulu.
Netflix and Hulu. All right. So movies are important. All right. And how about do you guys have any younger brothers or sisters?
It's almost what's happening now.
So the Contagious is the movie is kind of it makes you think of the real life situation.
Yeah.
All right. The reason I wanted to kind of have this TJ and Friends radio show because it's really important, and I want you guys. Thanks to Harry Draws at WNHH, we're able to send out the this link to your friends. I want you to do that. But in general, how do you think that? Tell me more about the psychological. How's this affecting you guys in terms of your mind? I know for me, when I go to sleep and when I wake up each morning, I say, "Oh no, is this still here? I'm still having difficulty understanding the reality." So, how is this affecting your mind, TJ?
You have to. I don't know. I feel like I have to reprogram my mind because I'm so used to just going outside, not wearing anything, grabbing doorknobs, not thinking nothing of it. Yet now I have to wash my hands, hand sanitize after I touch anything, and it's kind of like you start to get paranoid. You feel like everything has germs on it. You feel like anything you touch, you could potentially get the virus.
Mm-hmm. Jason?
I'm coming from like the same side as Tone. What he said is what basically I would have said. It's really you just got to change your lifestyle. You got to do more sanitation things.
Mm-hmm. But from the mental discipline standpoint, do you have to reprogramming yourself? Do you find yourself even saying, reminding yourself each day, or is it a conscious kind of reprogramming, or is it just something you're trying to? How do you exercise and develop that muscle of discipline?
Well, for me, I'll be at work for 6 hours, so I get 6 hours to really practice these things, like wash my hands, switch my gloves, and keep my distance with customers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Ron? Talk to us a little bit about how this is affecting you in terms of the mental discipline part of it, the mental exercise. Because I mean, that's to me how the brain works and how we deal with stress and fear and courage. All those things, as you become more conscious of them as you grow up, and you still work on it for all of your life. But I'm just curious whether you have to practice more. What do you do to kind of keep your mind alert and focused on this issue, on the crisis?
I find myself washing my hands more, and like just staying clean and in a clean environment. Like when I go out, wearing gloves, a mask, carrying hand sanitizer with me, things like that.
Okay. And when do you see some people not observing these practices?
Huh?
Do you see some folks not washing their hands or not wearing masks or walking close to somebody or talking close to somebody?
Yeah, I see that a lot. I feel like that's why we're still in this quarantine.
And do you think the police should arrest them or give them a ticket?
Nah, of course not. I mean, it's their lives; they can do what they want, but like at their own risk.
Okay. You guys, let's again. You're listening to the Tom Ficklin Show, and this is TJ and friends. We got Jason Young and Ron.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
I said, thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. In fact, you guys might not know this, but I'm going to announce it right now. This is not going to be your last time. This is not a one-off. You guys, this is not a one-off. I'm going to have you guys back if that's okay. I know I got to increase your salary for your show fee, but I'll work on that. I'll work on maybe Jason. Can you work on some Dunkin' Donuts? Do you get any discounts on your Dunkin' Donuts?
Oh yeah, speaking of that, I do get to eat for free now. Usually I used to have a discount, 50% off, but now it's free.
Free. So you putting on some pounds. You putting on some pounds.
I go crazy. Yeah.
You go crazy. What's your favorite donut?
Donut. Since I've been working there, I have not been eating it because you get used to it. So I've been eating really plain bagels with the strawberry cream cheese. Don't let me down. That's the go-to.
Right. Let's talk about this new normal thing. What this new normal means, because I'm concerned, man. I think it might be like next January before things are what we want to call normal, or it might even. And then after this, like, do you guys have your shots for like mumps or measles or chicken pox?
Yeah.
So the same way we've had people had to get inoculations for mumps or measles or chicken pox, etc. I'm thinking after this virus there could be other viruses, right? You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is something for your generation to really think about what this new. So let's talk about what you think this new normal might be. Do you think we we'll have to wash our hands forever, or we won't be able to shake hands, or what do you think this new normal might look like in the future?
Hopefully, it just makes us more sanitary as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know much more about any benefits it could bring, but we just need to be more sanitary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
TJ?
I mean, I've seen benefits.
Talk about that.
I've seen benefits from it. So, like, since the quarantine, I know shootings have decreased in years that we've had that there has been no school shootings.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of pros and cons to it. Obviously, the cons are obvious. We have to all stay in the house, and the social distancing, can't really be around your friends as much as you used to.
Mm-hmm.
But the pros, if you think about it, the pros really do outweigh the cons in this situation. Although we probably don't want them to.
Well, list
a few. They come in handy.
Share specific. List some of the pros.
Pros, decreasing in a lot of like dramatic violence, like shootings and stuff like that. I can't really think of it off the top right now, but I know violence has decreased a lot.
That's a good point.
That's the main thing for me.
The decrease.
Not really too many robberies and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely something that's worth. Jason, any thoughts about that?
I'm sorry, I did zone out.
Okay, yeah.
I do apologize for that.
All right. Talk to me, guys, about now. Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. But in terms of relationships, how's this situation affecting your relationship with maybe your girlfriend or whoever your significant others might be? How's this situation affected that? Don't jump. Don't all of you go first. So TJ, in terms of relationships, because that's important too. I mean, think of no prom, no graduation. You're not seeing people. You guys are, I got married when I was 20. My first time when I was 21. So you're at the age where you have a relationship with people, either you do or you want. How's the situation kind of affecting that issue?
It more so affects your relationships with like friends, but this quarantine helps your relationship with your family though. You're kind of forced to be in the house with them. Not to make it sound like a bad thing at all. I'm just saying, like, you're around your family more, so you get more time to bond. you and your family are probably out ripping and running all the time. Now you guys are forced to stay inside the house, so you tend to enjoy each other's company more.
Well, that's important. And how about relationship with your girlfriends?
I've been happily married.
Say that again.
I've been happily married.
Cut it out. How long have you been married?
Like 4 weeks.
Oh, congratulations, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations. So let's talk. So your wedding, did you have guests at your wedding?
No, we actually didn't even have no wedding. It was just you're gonna be my wife kind of thing.
Okay. Look at TJ laughing.
Dude, it's a trick, man.
No, so I mean, what I hear you saying, Jason, is you have a significant relationship at the moment.
Yes, and yeah.
And you pledged your love to this particular person.
Yeah.
So talk about that.
Well, I don't really know. You know, we have been inseparable. You know, inseparable. I don't know what's the word for that, but we have been inseparable. Is that the word?
Inseparable.
Yeah, inseparable. Yeah. Since. So yeah.
All right. And Ron?
I think it's helping because like everybody thinking like these are the last few days. Everybody think the world ending. So I feel like everybody getting closer with, you know, their significant others and their families.
All right. Now, see, just what you mentioned. That's what I wanted. One of the reasons I wanted to do this show. When you said that some people are thinking that the world is ending, I want all you guys to think about what that, even just using that expression, what that means in terms of the world might be ending. Do you think the world is going to end, or whether the world can get better? TJ?
I think the world's gonna get better.
Mm-hmm. In what way?
Time, yeah.
Say that again.
Everyone's more mindful of what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Jason?
To be honest, I'm completely like I'm not sure as to what comes next, really.
Yeah. And that's the thing, we don't know. So we don't know whether the world's going to get better or the world's going to get worse.
Yeah, so I don't really have input for this kind of one. You know,
Well,
I don't really.
I'm going to press you on that, because I think a lot of my friends I've been talking about, the input is just working toward it being better. I mean, I think we can make the choice of whether we want the world to be better or the world to be worse, but it's going to have to be everybody's individual decisions, if you follow me.
Yeah.
So I mean, you want the world to be better, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, each of us could have an input on that, if you follow me. Each of us could. The world will get better if all of us, if more of us want it to be better than more of us want it to be worse. Ron, what's cooking, man?
I feel like the world will get better. Because everybody gonna be like mindful of what they do, and you know, I feel like we're all gonna come together at one point, and you know, just be good.
Being good is the key. Being good is the key. And share with, like, in talking to your friends, what's on their minds when you call up and talk to your friends? How do you think they're feeling in terms of their health? Are they sleeping okay? Are they having nightmares? Are they eating too much, not eating a lot? What do you think? Anything kicking in there with your friends you've been talking to?
I know one thing for a fact. Ron has been sleeping for like 12 hours a day now.
Ron, he's putting you on blast?
Oh yeah, and one thing about Toma, he not getting a lot of food in his system. I feel like Toma need to eat on a daily.
So Ron, how many hours a day did you sleep before?
Today I went to sleep around like 2:00 tonight or last night, 2:00 in the morning. But I woke up around 9:30.
So you're saying you don't sleep 12 hours a day, or it just depends on the day?
I mean, it depends on the day. Today I had school, so I had to wake up early. So I went to sleep early. But last week we was on spring break, and I slept for a little bit.
Okay. All right, gentlemen. Let's bring it back. You're listening to the Tom Ficklin Show, and I got TJ and friends Jason and Ron. And again, I can't. I'm trying to think when I was your age, 18, 19, 20, but it was a while ago. But let me ask the question again, because I think this is kind of important. Are any of your friends, can you see any changes in their behavior that might not be positive, or people deal with stress in a variety of ways. So I'm trying to get a handle on how your friends might be responding to this issue. Maybe sleeping too much, not sleeping enough, having nightmares, maybe eating too much, not eating. Just expressing kind of their anxiety to you. TJ?
Yeah, other than me knowing that LaRon sleep a lot, other than that, personally, I know I've been sleeping a lot more too and staying up later, unfortunately. It's like I don't wake up to have to go to work right now. So,
okay.
I don't know.
Jason?
Me personally, it's been a roller coaster. I've been eating a lot. Some days I can eat a lot, then next days I eat a little bit, It's more of a struggle out here. Let me try to think. And my sleeping has been very bipolar. Some days I can sleep for a long time, and some days I can sleep for like 4 hours.
And that's different from before this crisis?
No, my sleeping schedule always been inconsistent, but I feel like this is making it worse. Staying in a house kind of thing is making it worse.
Yeah. And thanks for mentioning that you that you're working, because that's so key. TJ, let's talk a little bit about you graduated from the Porter Chester recently.
Yeah, in November.
Chat about that a little bit, because my show next week is going to talk about the economy and just the impact of where the jobs are going to be. How do you find a job during this situation? And so you graduated from West Haven High, and then you went to Porter Chester. What did you not major in, but what was your specialty at Porter Chester?
Electrical.
Electrical?
Yeah, high voltage. Yeah.
And so what kind of jobs do people get with that kind of training?
First you have to start off with apprenticeship. So that's what I would be looking for to get started in my electrical jobs. But it's been harder since this pandemic has started. Like, I feel like personally I would have had an electrical job, but because this has gone around, I feel like people are scared to do interviews. The interviews are different. A lot of them are like on the phone, so it's kind of harder to get in reach with people like you normally would. I know in this job, typically you would do like an application, and then they prefer to see you face to face. So you would drive to the company, you show your face, you greet yourself, and you talk about your background, your experiences. You can't really do that now. It's like now I have to throw in the application and just pray to God that they even call me back. So it's harder.
Let's stay on that for a second. Are there any union ramifications? Do you have to become a member of a union?
You don't have to. You do. Like, I've applied for union, but I haven't heard anything back since this has started. I think I applied right before this has started.
And so what does that mean, apply? So you applied to join the union, or do you have to go back there, or?
Yeah, I applied to join the union, but I typically like to show my face, so I can't do that now.
See, that's the thing. Yeah. What was the attraction? Because you hear a lot about the technical skills that you have really being important. What was the attraction for you to do that rather than to go to college?
I don't think that college is like a scam per se, but I just don't feel like it's a guarantee that you're gonna be successful in the future. Not saying that electrical you're gonna be guaranteed successful either, but I feel like I had a better chance of doing that.
Okay.
And saving more money.
And Ron, you're a senior this year, right?
Yeah.
So are you applying to college?
Yeah, I applied to some colleges.
So fill us in. What's cooking there?
The colleges gotten back to me. I got accepted to some of them, but like I don't really know if I want to go anymore. Like go this year because all the stuff going around and stuff. So I don't know what I want to do right now.
And how about some of your classmates? Are they feeling the same way?
Yeah, I talked to some of them. They all feel the same way.
That they may or may not go in September?
Yeah.
You know, and that assumes that the colleges even will be open in September. So this is that's why I wanted to do this show, that it's even more important than having a prom. I mean, a prom is important, graduation is important, but even just being accepted at a school and then not knowing what's going to happen in September. A lot of schools are saying that they're losing money because of this. So this whole economic impact is really something. Jason, are you thinking about going to school or technical school at some point?
This may not be the answer you're looking for, but no, I'm not. I'm young, so I'm about to just live my life right now until something happens. I'm not going to force nothing.
Yeah, no, well, see, I'm glad you said that, because I'm not really looking for any particular answer. I guess whatever your answer is, that's the answer that I like to hear. I mean, it took me maybe, some people ask me, even now, sometimes I'm not sure what I'm doing. I mean, I've had jobs over the last for several decades, but finding out what you like to do and what your purpose is, that's always a challenge. No question about it, man. No question about it. What was your favorite topic in high school?
Mine was English.
Jason.
My favorite topic in high school, probably chemistry.
Chemistry. So definitely, I mean, we talk about this this crisis in terms of chemistry and epidemiology and science and bacteria and biology. So that chemistry interest might be something. This might sound kind of sad to say, but do any of you guys know anybody that's passed away, someone close to you that's passed away from COVID?
No.
No, fortunately.
So fortunately, that's a good thing, and that's the same reason to kind of reach out to people, your family members, your cousins, yes, your friends. Ron, for your school, is the class of 2020? Are you guys kind of calling one another or having Zoom calls, or how's the class of 2020 kind of staying together?
I haven't really talked to him because I just haven't really talked to him. But they all trying to like get this petition to have prom at like a later date or something. And yeah, I just don't agree with it. I don't want prom. I feel like it's too dangerous, too risky at the moment.
See, that's a good point. You know what, guys? Harry's just mentioned to me that he has a hip hop public service announcement. I wondered, could I play it and then get your response to it?
Go ahead.
Okay, Harry, that's a great idea. So let's play that hip hop public service announcement, and then we'll get your response.
Shout out to the hip hop public health, all the healthcare workers on the front line. Together, we can make a difference.
What's good, y'all? This is Doug E. Fresh coming at you live and direct. All of y'all out there, I got a couple of things I want to talk to y'all about. Wash your hands, everybody, and everybody, wash your hands. Come on, wash your hands, everybody, and everybody. Wash your hands. My people uptown, wash your hands. My people downtown, wash your hands. People from the East Coast, wash your hands. People from the West Coast, wash your hands.
First and foremost, please listen close. Take your time, wash. Use a lot of soap from the front to the back to the front. Sing the hook where you at, that's exactly what we want. If you decide to leave, please take heed. Talk a social distance, at least 6 feet. On a bus or the train, riding in your car. The further you're away, then the better off you are. 20 seconds or more. You gotta be able to wash your hands like you never ever washed them before. 20 seconds or more. Try to wait, you'll make the greatest mistake. You need to wash them when you enter the door. 20 seconds or more. Take your time, sing a song, spit a rhyme. When you finish, you can put on some gloves. 20 seconds or more. It's very important to wash your hands. You're protecting everybody you love.
Wash your hands, everybody, and everybody, wash your hands.
20 seconds
Come on, wash your hands, everybody, and everybody, wash your hands. People from the Midwest, wash your hands. Dirty South, wash your hands. People overseas, wash your hands. And everybody, wash your hands.
Now if you catch a little fever, shortness of breath, slight little cough, you feel it in your chest, you should call your doctor. Doctor know what's best. Don't go running to the hospital cause you could be a threat. The virus is contagious. Listen, they ain't playing. You ain't see the movie, yo, it's kinda like Contagion. Gotta wash hands thoroughly, even sanitize. Open up your eyes, we don't want this thing to rise. Coronavirus.
Don't you get it? Can't you see? We are living in a state of emergency. So wash your hands, save a life. It's only right. And no matter what you're going through, together we can make it right. Come on. Wash your hands, everybody. And everybody, wash your hands. 20 seconds. Come on, wash your hands, everybody. And everybody, wash your hands. My people uptown, wash your hands. My people downtown, wash your hands. People from the East Coast, wash your hands. People from the West Coast, wash your hands. That's right. Epidemic, pandemic, social distance, non-existence. Don't resist this, get gone in an instant. If you miss this, epidemic, pandemic, social distance, non-existence. Don't resist this, get gone in an instant. If you miss this, epidemic, pandemic, social distance, non-existence. Don't resist this, get gone in an instant. If you miss this.
Oh, I like that. CJ, what do you think?
I like it.
Have you seen it before?
Nah,
Jason?
we had a lot of people up there too.
Huh? Jason, what do you think?
About the video.
Yeah, the public service announcement.
I do get the purpose of it, but it ain't, it ain't really my forte. But I do get the purpose of it. It's keeping the social distancing, make sure you keep your hands clean.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Ron?
Yeah, I agree with Jason. I think, I get the idea of it, but I just think younger kids wouldn't like it.
So talk about that, because style and how we message things and what people like and don't like, particularly talk about the advertising industry, is really important. What do you think would be a public service announcement that would be more effective? Is it different music, different people? Talk to me about that.
People, the young people, unfortunately, are not going to take it serious until they see someone somewhat close to them pass away, or get in touch with it. Just don't. The youth is hard-headed.
TJ, say a little more. So unless something really affects them personally, they're not going to respond to it.
Yeah.
And so those hip hop artists, or those old school hip hop artists,
doesn't matter how many celebrities show.
Okay, I think we might have a question from Gay. Gay, do you have a question?
No.
Okay, no problem. Thanks for joining us. No sweat. So Jason, could you do a PSA, that a public service announcement? Would you have a picture of a coffin and a young person in it? What kind of commercial would be more, you think, would capture the young people's attention?
You put me on the spot.
Absolutely, man. That absolutely.
Okay, I guess okay, so I have to advertise a picture of like a kid in like a coffin.
And what else?
It's kind of hard. I'm not sure. That's kind of hard.
Okay, but do you agree with TJ that unless it's something that affects you directly, you may not, like the people that you had, Dougie Fresh and others, were those old school people, were those hip hop artists that are familiar to you?
No, not Dougie Fresh. I don't know who that is.
Okay, and I think that's the reason that Harry showed us that Dougie's kind of old school. So what are some of the hip hop artists that you think if they did a public service announcement, you'd like to see them in the PSA? What hip hop artists do you like?
Like Meek Mill.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm really thinking of like the higher tiered artists because they can help get the word out quicker.
Yeah.
You know.
So name who are some of the higher tiered artists?
We got Meek Mill, Drake, DJ Khaled and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We have about 3 or 4 more minutes, and I really appreciate this. TJ and friends, and TJ and Jason and Ron. You guys want to kind of come back on the show at some point?
Yeah, I'll come back.
Yeah, I'll come back. Yeah,
because I need you because even next week we're going to talk about economics. But even TJ, with your mentioning the your electrical kind of situation and the difficulties of pursuing that occupation given the economic crisis, there's just so much that we need to kind of discuss in terms of how do people thrive and not freak out, quite frankly, given this situation. So I might ask you to kind of even just call in, and you might not have to comment, but just to listen to what people have to say. That would really be important. We have I want to give you guys kind of some last words about the effect of this. We really want to thank you also for being on the show. And hopefully when we talk again, we'll talk about how many Dunkin' Donuts somebody has, how many donuts somebody has eaten between now and then. And who was it that pledged themselves to their that kind of recently got married? Was that you, Jason, or Ronald?
Yeah.
So you guys haven't even gone on a honeymoon or anything?
Nah, I mean, last night we did make a campfire and eat s'mores.
Oh, I like that, man. So that's romantic. That's romantic.
Very different, and it was dark outside, so it was very, wilderness-like. Yeah.
So let's and I think you're sharing that because out of everything we've talked about for these last 45 minutes or so, how do you do new things that are still romantic, still kind of bring people together that you might not have? Say, for example, if we didn't have this crisis, you probably might not have had that little campfire, correct?
Probably would have.
You probably would have. Okay. So TJ, any closing remarks or comments? I mean, I just really appreciate you. We had one guy that didn't call in, Tremaine.
Oh yeah, he had work.
Yeah. Okay. Where does he work?
Oh, he does DoorDash.
DoorDash. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's a job that might even be more popular, right? With people doing the.
Yeah, he has to drop the food off at the door now.
See, okay. So TJ, any last words or comments? And I really appreciate your kind of sharing. And then Jason, I'll ask you for your last words, and Ron as well. TJ,
thanks for having me. And just be mindful where you're going, the people you come in contact with. You don't know where everyone's going when you're not with them personally. Stay clean.
Jason, gotta unmute Jason. He's muted. But let me go to Ron. Ron, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Share with us some last words for today.
Just be careful out there. Be safe, and stay clean.
Absolutely. And Jason, we're kind of winding up. Any last words?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't know. Just spend more time with your loved ones and stay sanitary. Keep washing your hands and along them lines.
Excellent. Gentlemen, thank you so much, man. Harry, thank you. We'll be back again with the Tom Ficklin Show next Monday at 10. And Tolman, TJ, thanks so much.
See you later.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Be well.
As I got another rhyme, another rhythm for y'all to listen. I'm never quitting on my mission. I'ma roll with what I'm giving. Got some ambition, this new edition, filling positions. Looking at the void in myself and feeling what's missing. Better watch the way you going, better go in the right direction. In the moment you stressing, but you gon' be counting blessings. And I know that for certain. Keep on working, open curtains, haters swerving, cause they ain't ready for your final version. I'm never gonna give up, fall down, I just gotta get up, yeah. Cause this is my road, lights, camera, action, I'm ready to go. I'm never gonna give up, fall down, I just gotta get up, yeah. Yeah, this is my road, lights, camera, action, I'm ready to go. Way too long, we faced them storms, now you gon' face the dawn you waited for. I said from night to dawn, I right my wrongs alone. In competition with warnings, ice galore. Now I'm running toward it, my lights are finished being a quitter. But little by little, they joking, telling some riddles. Now I'm in my section, ain't willing to give up. Know you getting knocked down, but you gotta get up. I'm never gonna give up, fall down, I just gotta get up, hey. Cause this is my road, lights, camera, action, I'm ready to go. I'm never gonna give up, fall down, I just gotta get up, hey. Yeah, this is my road, lights, camera, action, I'm ready to go.